After a decade on the run, rogue CIA agent Tobin Frost is captured.
This is Weston.
But when Tobin is brought into Matt Weston's safe house, they are attacked and must run for their lives.
They're here for me, but they want me alive. You don't kill.
Matt must protect a man he does not trust against an army out to kill them both. In Safe House.
Safe House. You've both just seen it. Tell me about it.
Well, Safe House is about Denzel Washington as this rogue CIA agent who has a device. It propels him to get to a safe house, which is kept by Ryan Reynolds. Now it's Ryan Reynolds' responsibility to get Denzel to another safe house. Denzel is in possession of an object. A lot of people want to kill him for it. Does it really matter what the object is? No.
This script hits all the beats of a typical espionage film, and the main problem that I had was just the lack of originality. I felt like I've already seen this movie before, but other than that, with like the plot, I didn't really think there was any plot holes or problems that were really glaring.
It's a lot easier to plug the holes of your script when, it's a very straightforward, where you have to get from one destination to another type of movie. This is a movie that's clearly in the mold of the Bourne franchise.
Well, and you mentioning the Bourne franchise, this film, Safe House, was shot by the same director of photography as the Bourne films, Oliver Wood.
All three Bourne films.
He did all three, so this one probably looked a lot like the Bourne films?
Definitely the style was the same.
Certainly it's got the same sort of action. We've got a lot of hand-to-hand combat going on in this movie, with some gun battles and some car chases thrown in for good measure, just to keep the ante up.
You said that there was tension based around whatever this device is that Denzel's character has. But was there intrigue?
You know early on in the movie that the reason this safe house was raided is there's a traitor in the midst. Someone has to have tipped someone off so that they can know where Denzel Washington is hiding out. So the whole time you're kind of wondering, who's the villain in this piece? There's got to be someone within the CIA framework who's pulling the strings here.
I appreciated that the twist didn't come out of nowhere. The seeds were planted early on in the movie, and that when the twists were revealed, everything had paid off.
What about the performances? You cast a Denzel, and increasingly you cast a Ryan Reynolds.
Denzel's performance was extremely strong, and that if he wasn't in this movie, I don't think it would have really worked.
It's okay. I remember my first posting, Rio de Janeiro. House like this. Not one single visitor, but I remember rule number one. You are responsible for your house guests. I'm your house guest. Do your duty, son.
He's been making the same movie, in my opinion, since Man on Fire. It's the same role. He can do it in his sleep, but he does it well. That's why you hire him.
That's right.
Ryan Reynolds is an up-and-coming actor that I think does a fantastic job here, as he's done in other movies. He showed a lot of acting chops outside of his comedic talent in a movie like Buried, and it's continued to push him forward with his career. And there's a lot of great supporting work from actors like Gleeson and Vera Farmiga, Sam Shepard. It's a solid cast.
In this movie, it was really exciting, and there was a lot of really good action scenes. However, the choice of quick editing mixed with somewhat blurry cinematography, for me, literally made me nauseous.
Oh.
It was kind of like watching the Blair Witch Project, where the shaky camera and you just feel sick.
I didn't have the same problem.
There are filmmakers who like to use the shaky camera aesthetic too much as a way of kind of stimulating tension or creating thrill when the script and the performance and the other aspects aren't doing it, right?
But I found tension in the script itself.
Good.
It's not just the action sequences that created it. There's a fascinating relationship here between Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. You've got Denzel, who's more or less requiring safety from Ryan Reynolds, who he knows is this upstart kid who doesn't have any experience in the field. Ryan Reynolds can't trust Denzel Washington because he could kill him at any time. It's sort of like the serious version of Midnight Run, if you will, I mean, and that's an interesting tension-filled relationship that requires a lot of action surrounding it, but internally, it's interesting as well.
Wow, well, this sounds very interesting. Let's take this to the vote. Grab your tickets.
Although I love Denzel Washington, the combination of the big screen mixed with the shaky camera and fast cut editing literally made me want to vomit. Stream it.
Safe House is safe from an action standpoint, but it's still a lot of fun with great performances from Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. See it.
Well, that's 1.5 tickets for Safe House, which is a see it.
Cheers to Denzel.
Denzel.